Morning punters, it's January, it's a very frosty morning and we're going boating. But it's not the usual type of boating. This morning we're going canal boating. We're at Forest Middle Toplock number 55 on the Chesterfield Canal, and our trip today is 9 miles with 12 locks up to Shire Oaks Marina, travelling west with the countryside of North Nottinghamshire. We're aboard narrowboat Helena. The first time I saw this boat, she was a pile of steel, and a few months later, we were fitting her out. She was launched on the 28th of November 2008, and we continued her fit out over the next 18 months or so. Since then, her owners have taken her all over the canal network. But today, she's back on the canal she was built for, the Chesterfield. The Chesterfield is a narrow canal, the size of the locks restricting boats to no more than 7 foot in the beam and 70 foot in length. It was designed by James Brindley and opened in 1777 to export coal and limestone. Its most notable accolade being that the canal carried a sand-coloured magnesian limestone from the quarries of Anston, which had been personally selected by the architect Charles Barry for the rebuilding of the Palace of Westminster in 1839. Quite the humble brag for the locals in these parts. Oh, that is good. Lincolnshire sausages, although we're in North Nottinghamshire now, and a lovely ciabatta roll. Absolutely gorgeous. On a morning like this, what's finer? The sun's still shining at lunchtime. We just passed through Osberton and we're on our way into Worksop. So we're at Cuckoo Wharf in Worksop, and ahead of us is Worksop Town Lock, and it's a very, very tight space, so let's see how we get on here. You can see how tight it is under this bridge. The lock gate's beam is cranked so it'll fit under the roadway. Obviously the roadway was added after the lock was built. Think you really need to be told that bathing is prohibited? It's amazing how quickly you come out of the town and you're into the country again. We're not very far away from Worksop Town Lock, and we're already out of the town. The only thing that reminds you that you're still at least near a town is the amount of debris in the water. I think we just mashed up a mattress a few seconds ago, and there's not a lot left of it. There are times on the Chesterfield when it feels less like mucking around in boats and more boating around in muck. The shallow waters and narrow channels affect the way the boat handles. When a boat's underway, its weight makes the water beneath it accelerate. Normally, this isn't noticeable, but in shallow water, its effect can be significant. As the water is squeezed between the hull and the seabed, it accelerates and the flow against the boat can be quite substantial. As a result, the boat needs more power when the stream is really punching against you. It also makes the boat sink lower in the water, which is called the squat effect, although that's not really noticeable on a canal boat. There's also the bank effect, which sucks the stern into the bank as a result of the pressure difference when water accelerates between boat and bank. These effects can be very significant when passing moored boats, surging them forward as you approach
and then sucking them out as you pass by. Important then to slow right down when passing other vessels.
I just want to talk a little bit about how you manoeuvre these things. So if I want to make the bow go that way, put the tiller across here, and I give it a little thrust. And then once the bow starts to move, which it's starting to now, I then need to put the tiller across the opposite side and give it another burst. But I'm not driving continuously, I'm literally drifting the boat. So at the moment we are out of gear, and then the bow is going that way, so I'm just going to give it another little shot, which will bring the bow in, and then move the tiller across, wait for it to come round, and then counteract it with another blast. And then bring it across, and wait for a... Now the bow's bang on lined up with the lock gates now. So we've just got to wait for the lock to open, and that's how it goes.
Now we can't really do a canal video without talking about how locks work. As the canal climbs up the landscape, it's cut up into lengths known as pounds. When changing level between the pounds, there's a lock chamber big enough for the boat to fit into. This can be flooded to lift the boat to the level of the next pound.
So now the lock's empty, boat's going to go in, and then we're going to close the gates and then fill it up. So we're closing the paddles so the water can't get out of the lock, and now we can go and open the paddles at the other end, and that'll fill the lock up with water. Open this top paddle, which will take water from this pound and put it in the lock to fill it up. It's been a heck of a day, the weather's been amazing, and now we're at Shire Oaks, sat in front of the fire, having a little cuppa. So please like and subscribe, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.